Hey humans, how's it going? Susan Ruth here. Thanks for listening to another episode of Hey Human Podcast. This is episode 241, and my guest really needs no introduction. He's known by many names, and he's beloved around the world. He is none other than Santa Claus. The jolly old elf took some time out from his schedule to talk with me and bring some good cheer. It was a really fun conversation, and I'm so honored that, he's so busy right now making toys and got the elves going on. There's stuff happening with the reindeer. He talks about it all in this episode, and I'm just tickled. Normally, my episodes are over Zoom during COVID times, but Santa is a magical being, and so he sent me a special device where I could see him, but it was like a telephone. It was really interesting. They had a receiver that I could talk to through like a speakerphone, but it had a tiny little screen so that I could see him and he could see me. Very, very cool. And then as soon as the conversation was over, poof, it just vanished. So cool. Santa is the coolest. Very excited for you to hear this episode. Cannot wait. And I know you've all been very good boys and girls. And Santa especially knows that. And maybe a few of us could be deserving of some coal here and there, but I'm sure we've all made up for it. In other news, Hey Human Podcast can be found on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. You can find my personal social media under Susan Ruthism, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can email me, susan@heyhumanpodcast.com. Rate and review Hey Human on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. There is merch on the merch store place on heyhumanpodcast.com, and there's also a link page on there, and definitely check those two things out. The merch is great. It's a safe, secure site. I got shirts and leggings and pens and not pens. I take the pens part back. Pen cases, pencil cases, hats, all the things, masks, all the things. And the links page, of course, has information about my guests, and this one will be no different. There'll be a few things up there for you to check out about Santa Claus. If you like music, check out my music on iTunes under Susan Ruth. I've got 4 records up there. And if you want to be on the mailing list, I don't care whether you're naughty or nice. I mean, I care a little, but I'm not keeping a list the way Santa does. You can do that through susanruth.com, and there's also more information about me there. Although, I'm not going to lie, the past year, there's not been a lot going on, so it's not like it's getting super duper updated, but you can at least sign up for the mailing list. I try to make the mailer fun, and you'll get that about every quarter. Okay, that's it. Let's get to this episode. I'm very excited for this, and thank you for listening. Happy holidays to everyone, wherever you are, whatever you believe. And this season, of course, love and light and happiness and all those things. I know they're hard to come by right now. Things are stressful. And just if you can hear my voice, know that I'm thinking of you and I'm sending you love. And I'm wishing you the very, very best. Let's head toward 2021 and hope that makes up for a lot of lost time. All right. I love you. Here we go. Santa Claus, welcome to Hey Human.
Oh, thank you for having me, Susan. You've been very good this year.
Well, it's been a tough year to be good, I'll tell you that.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I heard that Dr. Fauci gave you a shot for the vaccine for the COVID.
I am all protected and ready for my job in a few days.
That's very exciting. I'm so excited. It's such an honor to be able to talk to you, Santa.
Oh, the honor's all mine.
I've long since forgiven you for not getting me the big wheel when I was 7, even though all my friends had one.
Oh, did they all have one, Susan? Every one of your friends?
Well, maybe not everyone, Santa.
Okay, then. All right.
Yeah, but you know what? You were always really good to me, Santa, and I appreciate that. Did you like all the cookies I gave you over the years?
Oh, yes. Very tasty, very sugary, very wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. I was worried, as I got a little bit older that maybe the milk, because I know that older people can't do milk as well. And I wasn't sure if I should get you lactate or.
I'll be honest, if more people could get me coconut-based milk, that would be wonderful, because, the digestive system just ain't what she used to be.
Yeah, I mean, you're 1,750 years old this year.
Oh, don't remind me. It feels like I'm barely over 802.
Well, you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. So do you. You look great.
Oh, well, thank you, Santa. It's,
easy to let yourself go in these COVID times.
I mean, it's so true. It's so true. But you still have that jolly, the rosy cheeks there, and your beard.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
Don't tell anyone, but these cheeks actually got them surgically done to where they're always red.
Really?
Yes. I went to Kim Kardashian's guy.
Oh, I won't tell anyone.
Okay, good. Win in LA.
Oh, well, it's true. So you are currently, I can see the elves working like crazy behind you.
They've got a lot of orders to fill.
I hope they don't use the postal service. It's getting a little, they're running behind.
No, they're not as reliable as they used to be.
Yeah, you're really going to have to really up your game on Christmas, I suppose, to get all the presents out, huh?
That's the challenge every year. Just try not to do worse than last year.
Yeah,
Better if I can.
It's great. Every year there's more kids and more people not just kids. I know you deliver presents to adults too.
Sure.
Yeah.
The population's exploded.
Yeah, it's true. I'm curious, how do you find new elves? Or some of your elves I'm sure have been with you the whole time.
Sure. They some come and go. Some have been around for a while. There's a temp agency that sends me elves whenever we are short-staffed, especially this time of year.
And does the workshop go all year round, or do you ever get?
No. We shut down for the summer. It's kind of like school hours. Not much to do in the spring, and then the fall's when we really start gearing up.
And you're up at the North Pole for most of the year. Where do you like to vacation?
Oh, I love Maui.
Oh, God, me too.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Do you like sushi, Santa?
I like on occasion. Yeah. Don't tell Mrs. Claus. She really likes to watch my diet.
Well, sushi is probably good for you, though.
Yeah, not the way I eat it. I eat the kind with all the fixings on top and the sauces. Oh, sure. I just go to town.
Oh, that makes sense. How are all the reindeer, Santa?
They're good. Blitzen's actually retiring this year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You get him a gold watch. What do you get a retiring reindeer?
A gold bit, the chomp the bit,
That's fantastic. Man, I bet he's seen some things. It's a he, right?
Yeah, he identifies as a he, absolutely,
yeah?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be fun, to have a good one last send-off with him, but then we got to have an American Idol-style reality show to find the next new Santa's reindeer, and that's going to be interesting. I'm in talks with Hollywood about that right now.
That is exciting, Santa.
Yes.
What are you looking for in a new reindeer?
Yeah, it's a good question. I want someone to surprise me. I want someone to really bring themselves, not to fit a role that I've prescribed. You're never going to be Blitzen. So be yourself and be a version that we like. We want them in the group.
Sure. I'm sure it's intimidating knowing that Rudolph is there at the front.
Rudolph does get a lot of... He gets a lot of the love. He gets a lot of the publicity, but it's a team effort. It really is. It's really a team.
Yeah. How do you psych them out? But when you go out for Christmas Eve to deliver all the presents, what's your go-to speech, locker room speech, if you will?
Oh yes. I change it up every year. This year I was thinking of the classic 2004 movie featuring Al Pacino, Any Given Sunday. When he goes, and we're going to add up all those inches, and we're going to win ourselves a game. And I thought maybe that would be good for the reindeer to really hear the gruff in that voice, get them going.
That's amazing. I think that will really get them excited, especially I'm thinking that this year especially, trying to lift everyone's spirits enough that the sled and the sleigh actually get up into the air, because that's That's the Christmas spirit that lifts that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the physics behind that is dizzying at best, but yeah, it's Christmas spirit really is the thing that lifts us up physically and metaphorically. So, we got our work cut out for us.
I heard you followed Elon Musk on Twitter. Is he giving you any propulsion ideas, or?
Yeah, he's very good. He's a very generous kid. He's always been pretty generous with his expertise, and he helped redesign the sleigh. We've got some new specifications, and it's going to be something. I'm very curious to see how it holds up.
And did he always ask for robots and erector sets and stuff when he was a kid?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. He's been him since the beginning.
It must be so rewarding to see all the little children growing up and turning into adults and then having their own children.
Sure. Circle of life. I've been at this a while, as we said earlier, and it doesn't get old, but at a time I wonder, like how much longer are we going to do this?
Do you think of retiring, Santa?
Sometimes. When I was planning Blitzen's retirement party, I thought, well, one day, maybe me.
Well, the kids love you so much. You are a beloved universal figure.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, in the movie, Tim Allen took over for a version of me, and I don't want him to be the next Santa Claus. I'm not a fan of him anymore. I used to be, and so we really need to find someone really good to fill in these boots.
Maybe like a George Clooney type, or...
Maybe.
He's got a good head of hair, Santa.
Well, that's just... Can't argue with you on that one.
Yeah. How have children changed over the last nearly 2,000 years, would you say?
Well, the biggest change really came when the kids started getting the smartphones and the tablets for Christmas, because they exposed themselves to so much more input and information, and their thought patterns are a little more complex. They still want the same way that children always wanted, but there's something about they seem to be able to understand things just a little bit quicker. Their letters to Santa have a little more nuance than historically speaking.
Speaking of letters to Santa, can you recall any particular letter that stands out to you from the past couple thousand years?
Oh, so many. I have a hall of fame in my office. I've got framed letters. We're running out of wall space at this point. There's so many good ones. Fred Rogers wrote me a good one when he was just a boy. He said he didn't want any presents for himself. He just wanted world peace for everyone else. And that one's near my desk. I reread that one quite sometimes.
That makes me want to cry. God bless Fred Rogers, right?
He was a good one.
Yeah. Well, have you ever really, truly given coal, or have there just been close calls?
No. The only time I gave coal to someone was as a joke. And it wasn't as funny as I thought it was. I'm not really a comedian. I'm more of a gift giver, and I thought, this will be funny, and they really took it the wrong way. So I've never made that mistake again. I'm like, look, I don't care how bad you are. We're not going to reduce to this.
It's important to have positive reinforcement, not negative.
Yes. We all make mistakes and learn from them, but I'm in your camp now, firmly.
Yeah. What's the best present you've ever gotten, Santa?
Ooh. Well, I tell you, one time, Mrs. Claus, she arranged for a third party to come and hang out with us up at the North Pole, and let's just say we just missed the elves for a few days, and, well, that was a real good time.
Oh, Santa, look at you.
Well, Mrs. Claus, she's a bit of a freak sometimes. I don't think she'll mind me saying.
She's got a wild side.
She likes what she likes.
How did you meet Mrs. Claus?
There's a story. Well, this was early on, very early on, when I was doing the Santa thing. I just really started, didn't know what I was doing. I only had 3 reindeer at the time. And we were a little lost, well before GPS. Didn't know where we was going, and I was still new to it. So we're at this farmhouse, and this young woman came out and said, "Do you need some help?" And I said, "Actually, we're trying to deliver presents." And she was like, "That's not a thing." And I'm like, "It is a thing. It's that's what I do. Like, I'm probably gonna be famous, but I'm not famous yet." And she's like, "You sound like you're a huckster, and you're trying to lie to me, and it's very weird." And it went back and forth like this until finally I said, "Well, just hop in the reindeer mobile." That's what I called it back then, the reindeer mobile, and we just flew up, and she was like, "Oh, damn!" And that's when she realized I wasn't a liar, and we, made out on the sleigh.
Oh, on the reindeer mobile.
Yeah. I called it the sleigh after that because I slayed that.
Oh, Santa, you're so bad.
Yes, well.
If you were to pick, not to be Santa, but an actor to play you, who would you want to play Santa?
An actor to play me.
And who would be Mrs. Claus?
Oh, very good. Well, a lot of fine talent out there right now. I wouldn't mind being portrayed by Michael B. Jordan. That is one handsome man.
Oh, howdy. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's very good. He's just incredibly. Did you see Creed? Fantastic. Mrs. Claus. Let's see. Mrs. You know who I really love? That Jessica Chastain.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't pick bad roles. If she's in, the movie's going to be good. She's on a hot streak.
That's a good combo, actually.
Yeah. I'm kind of distracted thinking about those two, actually.
You've got to get one of the elves to write up a screenplay or a treatment at least to get that to Hollywood as well.
Did you all hear that? All right. You two. Yeah. I don't care that you're working on those. Get on it. We need to fast track this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that will get greenlit. You have been, I would say, over the years, you have transitioned your look. You start out, yes. You are maybe more Turkish looking, and then you got a Norwegian thing going on, and then that morphed, and then you just became this sort of large, no offense, but
no, none taken. I know what I am.
Yeah, with the velvet and the long white beard. Your look has really changed over the years.
It has, yeah. I mean, I've been at it a long time. If I had the same look the whole time, people would be talking about that.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're going to keep, changing and growing?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've got, with Blitzen gone, I think I want to change the whole look of everything. I want the sleigh. I want a paint job on that. I want a whole new outfit. I really want to maybe get some designers, some big time designers to come in and just, give me a makeover. Do you have any suggestions as to what we could do to update my look?
Well, I know people that are great with branding. One of my best friends, Ellen's great at branding.
Excellent.
You know Ellen, I'm sure. I mean,
of course.
Yeah. So maybe I can get you two connected.
All right, then.
If that's okay. Yeah.
Sure. Rebranding Santa.
Yeah, rebranded Santa. Maybe green. Maybe more of an earthy tone.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, I feel like you'd look good in like a forest green, maybe.
Oh.
And I mean, I know that you're all about animals and things, so I'm guessing that fur line that's not real fur.
No,
right?
Of course, that's not real. No, that'd be cruel.
That would be cruel, as are green dresses. But that's.
I was thinking about maybe something a little more skin tight, like all these superheroes are wearing now.
Superhero Santa. Oh,
Superhero Santa.
Do you have a favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Why do you like Spider-Man?
Oh, he can't fly, but he can get around. He's not super powerful, but he's kind of powerful, and he's just a good kid. Just a good New York kid from Queens.
Yeah, I could see that. You're really taken by the children for the most part.
I'm a big fan. They're kind of my whole thing.
People that are young at heart. What do you think people forget about at Christmas time? What do you think? What do you wish that they held on to more?
Well, the biggest thing really is the spirit of giving. So many people think about what they want. Was I good this year? Can I get what I want? And I get it. They want things, and that's fine. I mean, that's what I do. But at the same time, I just wish they, spent a little more time. Like, hey, I'm going to give this to these people. I'm going to help. That's what I would love a little more of that, especially nowadays.
That's beautiful. You are at the North Pole, obviously. I can see it right there behind you.
Sure.
By the way, that's a beautiful house you have, Santa Claus.
Oh, thank you. I had the elves build a new addition last year. That's that balcony up there on top.
It's beautiful. And
Thank you.
It's snowing, of course. I read the other day that up where you are in the North Pole, because time goes by longitude, that all times exist in the North Pole. So
Yes.
instead of Central or Mountain or Pacific time, they're all converging at the same time. So really, you're at this place where all things are happening at once. No wonder you can do it all in one night.
Yeah. It's a real modern miracle of physics how that works, and I take full advantage of it.
Do you still do the trick with the finger to the nose to get up and down the chimney, or are you using other ways?
Oh, I forgot about that one. It's been a minute. No, I don't do that one anymore. I've got a whole new thing. I actually met a warlock. This was a few decades back. And he taught me some really cool magic that I didn't know. And I kind of appear like Nightcrawler from the X-Men. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's real nice. But the chimneys they were getting too problematic. Even in spirit form, I was getting soot all over me. It would take months to get it out of these clothes.
And you get black lung, I'm sure, after a while.
Well, it did not help my jogging.
You are a symbol of, as you say, giving and hope and spirit of goodness and joy for not just people of the Christian faith, but of all faiths, I think. There's something about you that supersedes religion, and it becomes more about human. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's accurate. I've been the symbol of many different religions over the years. A lot of people have adopted me. I think it's the fluidity of the generalness of just giving and, helping people, and almost all religions can get behind that. So, I'm pretty universal that way.
Yeah. Do kids still like the old traditional toys, like trains and cars?
Sometimes.
Dolls and things?
Sure. Not as often, but, every once in a while you get an order for the classics.
Yeah.
An old soul inside a 5-year-old.
They're out there for sure. Santa, what do you want to tell the kids that might be listening?
Well, kids, I guess I'd just say, don't ever be afraid to be yourself. That's the best version of you can be. And even if other people make fun of you or shun you or do anything like that, just know that you're better off holding fast on who you are and not trying to conform to what other people pressure you into doing.
That's good advice, Santa. I'm sure you've had your share of haters, especially when you were starting.
Oh my! I get more hate mail than thank you mail.
Really?
3-to-1.
You bring up a good point, Santa. Do you, kids write to you asking for stuff, but how often do you get kids saying, "Dear Santa, thank you for everything you did and everything you gave me"? Not a lot.
Not as often as you'd think.
Sort of goes out the window, doesn't it?
Pretty much once they write the letter to me. And I deliver the presents. That's mostly the end of the transaction as far as they're concerned. And very, very few times do I get any letters after the 24th.
Is it lonely? I mean, I know you have Mrs. Claus and the elves, but you're such a
We're sequestered up there. We're really our own little island. And yeah, I'd say, sometimes I just wish I could, walk around the streets of Chicago or New York or Hong Kong or some busy place with a lot of people and just kind of, but I've got a job to do, and that's part of it. If I lived amongst everyone, it would be a never-ending tirade. Santa, give me this, give me that. What is this interview? I don't have the time.
Well, that's why I appreciate so much you giving me this interview. But
of course.
At least you get to, drop into malls here and there and hear kids face to face.
That's nice. That's nice. The mall gigs. I mean, malls pretty much don't exist anymore, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But they were nice while they lasted. I really like those.
Are you going to do some Zoom kid interaction?
Oh yes. So we've got a whole IT crew now, and we've outfitted the office with webcams and monitors, and I don't even understand it all. They're just going to point and say, "Speak to the." We've got Jimmy from San Jose, whatever it is, and I'll just see a bunch of kids on Zoom, and that'll be that.
Yeah. Wow,
I'll be honest with you, my lap is very excited about this.
Yeah, I'm sure that having kids sit on your lap all day gets to be not annoying, but it's a lot by the end of the day.
It's a lot.
Yeah. What's that one word that we can all keep in our hearts and know that you're thinking of us and that you're out there in the spirit of giving? Besides the word giving, give us one word that you can leave us with.
Connection.
Oh, I love that. Santa Claus, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Susan.
And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry all the things.
Merry all the holidays. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Fingers crossed 2021 is a better year.
Oh, I sure hope so. And please give Blitzen my best. Congratulations. That's so exciting. And we'll all be looking forward to meeting the new reindeer when he or she or they are on the scene. So
I'll be excited about that too. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Love you, Santa.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas. Rate and review Hey Human on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks. Bye.